I think many of us were disappointed last year when Mattel excluded Jeff Gorvette from the GRC line when he seemed like an obvious, easy fit. I mean, they released Jeff Gorvette every couple years anyways. They had done a Thailand variant of him recently in 2023, so why not just plug and play him into the new Expand Universe line Global Racers Cup? Along with Lewis Hamilton, Nigel Gearsley, Rip Clutch-Ganeski, all of those got excluded. It really felt like the older Transcontinental Race of Champions line, like Neon, where they didn't complete the entire fleet of World Grand Prix racers and left out some major players. Like the Neon, they left out Francesco, Jeff, and Carla. So the Race and Rescue version this year, although super random, kind of feels like Mattel's like saying, hey, we screwed up. Let's toss you guys a bone. We're making up for it by including him in the Race and Rescue line as a rally racer, because that totally makes sense, right? He is the only World Grand Prix racer in this entire line, which really just solidifies my point that maybe he was supposed to be released last year. Maybe even this design is almost identical to what the GRC Jeff would have looked like, and they just repurposed it into Race and Rescue to fit with their 2025 motif. So many theories, but let's dive in, guys. He came out of 2025 Singles Case Y. I just unboxed the other day. I'll leave the link to it in the description below, and card session pop up in the top right-hand corner. Some good stuff from the case. I just reviewed Race and Rescue Morgan Martins the other day, so check out that video in the description as well. This is your typical Jeff Gorvette artwork that they just redid into Race and Rescue Jeff Gorvette. It's the same exact pose, and that's usually how they do it, like for the Silver Racers back in 2015. You do have your Race and Rescue logo, even though he is going to be sporting the Rally Race logo. He has nothing to do with the rescue crew. Thankfully, that part at least makes sense. But yeah, it still feels just a little strange that he's involved in all of this. It's just like they picked some really random characters. Cal Weathers, Kathy Copter, Morgan Martins, Adam Roadriguez, Jeff Gorvette, just to name a few. But yeah, I mean, that all being said, I do like the looks of his design so far. I like the 24 logo that they included here, as they do with all of these Expand Universe racers over the last couple years. They did with the GRCs as well. On the back here, you have Morgan Martins, who we just talked about, and Sally, who I'll be reviewing in a couple days. I'm not super excited about her, but maybe when I open her up, she can change my mind. I'm just not super big on her design and the whole cone headdress situation. But again, I am open-minded to maybe end up liking her. Then you have Race and Rescue Luigi and Guido from Case X, Race and Rescue Red, and Rally Race Jeff Gorvette from Case W. So a good recent sampling of the Expanded Universe line offerings. I'll be right back with Mr. Jeff all opened up. Here he is, opened and looking really nice, actually. I think the expression is unique, at least in terms of his eyes. So we'll look into that here in a bit. But I just want to, waste no time. We all know where he appears in Cars 2. He appears throughout the movie. He makes a cameo appearance in Cars 3. And that is kind of what has allowed him to stick around in a larger capacity, I think, as the years have gone on and we've distanced ourselves more and more from Cars 2, for better or for worse, depending on how you feel about that movie. For me, it's actually aged quite well because I appreciate the world building and all the cool background characters and very unique aspects it introduced, whereas Cars 3, I feel like, lacked a little bit of that, and maybe it was because it just takes all in the United States, takes place in the US. Cars 2, on the other hand, had so much more to offer taking place across the world. So it had that going for it for sure. But you have the Corvette logo there on the hood, which didn't used to be there. The original Jeff Gorvette, the original Silver Racer Jeff Gorvette, Cars 3 Jeff Gorvette doesn't have that logo, unfortunately. It should be on every single one. The metallic version from Cars 2 doesn't have them. We'll get to that momentarily here as well. But yeah, the logo here looks pretty good, pretty crisp, I would say. Radiator Springs Rally Race 200, so 200 miles of racing throughout Radiator Springs. All of the rally racers have mixed wheels, and then Sally and Lightning McQueen in the race and rescue side of things also have mixed wheels. All the mixed wheels, or at least half of them, are gray for rally racers. So Cruz, Chick, McQueen, Jackson, half of their wheels are gray. The other half are a color that matches their paint jobs. And for Jeff here, it is red. Now, one interesting piece is that the gray wheel on everybody else is in the back. Let me prove it to you. Gray in the back for Cruz. Gray in the back for Chick. Gray in the back for McQueen. Gray in the back for Jackson. We will see what the deal is on Cal Weathers and Danny Swervez when they come out. I know it's already been revealed, so you guys can tell me. But we'll see if they break the pattern as well, or if they will maintain with everybody else and Jeff will be the anomaly. But I do kind of like how they switched it up. I think it looks better that way because otherwise the gray would kind of blend into the rest of the paint job here. But yeah, you have the American flag that he always has sported, looking really nice. I have always loved this design. It's very patriotic and contrasts the yellow. You do have your typical World Grand Prix emblem, which again, just feels like it totally should have been gone like long ago. Like Cars 3 Jeff really shouldn't have it because it's in the shape of the World Grand Prix like shield that they used on all the racers. So why would that last? Like that was a World Grand Prix specific feature of the paint job, of the graphics. Why does that still exist over 10 years later? I think it's just laziness on Mattel and Disney Pixar's part. I feel like there are better ways for him to feature his number than just how the World Grand Prix told him to do it. Just put your number in a standard font, throw it in a white circle, and put on a shielded out, cut out version of your flag. And that's that. Because, this is your original Jeff Gorvette, and you can see they just removed the World Grand Prix top banner part. Whatever. Still looks good, though. I do think it's a little redundant to have the American flag on top of the American flag. Again, that's why I think they really should have just found another way to feature the number 24. And it just, to me, shows a very high lack of creativity. I mean, again, none of these other rally racers have it done in this shield. So it just makes no sense. It is so redundant, actually. It's starting to bother me more than I thought. American flag on top of the American flag. Come on, guys. Can we just get rid of that and just have the 24 on top? Guys, what are we doing? Let's figure this out. Now, one element they introduced here, which is kind of why it makes me think this feels like a GRC design that got repurposed and re-engineered, is the gray extension of the American flag here that takes over where it just used to be yellow and white stars. You can see around the back wheel here. It looks good. I'm cool with it, but we have to remember a lot of the GRCs featured kind of like a gray aesthetic along with the light blue, and so I could totally have seen them using this for the not the Glow Racers, but the Global Racers Cup GRC. And yet they're like, all right, it's too late. Ship has sailed on that. Scrap the GRC decals. Throw race and rally and race decals on it. Call it a day. Probably what happened if we're being honest. You got the rally race logo on the back. That's really blurry. That's not a good logo at all. Goodness gracious, that is bad. Oh, look at the rally race text. That's what it's supposed to look like. Oh my God, that's abysmal. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I thought I really liked Jeff, but I'm kind of learning I don't. I know some people complained about this yellow stripe that sneaks up on the side here. This should be just continued out gray, but I feel like this is more this is considered all the back of the bumper plate here, so I'm not as bothered by that, but I can understand people's complaints there. I actually don't think the back looks all that bad. You have the Corvette logo at the top, Rally Race 200 in a blue text with red trim, the American flag. You have the Rally Race logo, which is even blurrier. One problem I do have, and this is very nitty gritty, but it's something that if you're a graphics designer, you should know how to do this. But if you look in the gaps of the leathers, the gaps that the leathers make, these two zeros look transparent. There's nothing in the openings of the zeros. But for the A's, there's a white triangle in the gaps that the A's create. that should be cut out. So you're looking back on the yellow of his body. And that just makes it look like they poorly edited it. I don't know. I'm not big on that, guys. Things are bothering me with Jeff here. The wing is actually pretty cool. It's the first time in a while that they've painted the sides of his spoiler in red. Actually, it looks really nice. I think the rally race text on the wing itself here looks pretty good. I think he's a C6 Corvette, so I have a C8. I think he would be a C6 or a C7. No, this has got to be a C6, right? Yeah, this has got to be a C6 Corvette. Probably one of the last C6 before they started the C7 in the early 2010s. I love the circular taillights. The C8 doesn't have those anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I like the new expression. That's probably the best thing it has going for it. Because while it has the same mouth that we've always seen with Jeff Gorvette, the eyes are markedly different. And pretty much only the second time we've gotten a different expression. And it still doesn't beat this one where he's looking off to the side. Incredible expression, but at least it is different. It always bothered me that the Cars 3 version didn't have a new expression. And really is horrendous. It doesn't have the Corvette logo. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. I do appreciate that they have the Corvette logo here in the back as well. But again, it's nothing crazy. Like sometimes they would do that. They would do the one in the back. Not do the one in the front. Let's see, Carnival Jeff here's got it in the front, not in the back. They chose to put a different decal there. So I'm a little let down, to be honest. I think there's some major blunders with Rally Race Jeff Gorvette here. This is the 2015 version of Silver Jeff, which is really nice. It's got the Corvette logo on both sides. Here's probably my favorite version of Jeff, the Carbon Racer version. Looks so different with the gray and the carbon fiber. Just the Corvette logo on the front. This guy also has the new wheels and the new wing. Here is the Thailand variant of Jeff that I reviewed, I think, April of this year. So I will leave that link in the description below as well. The gray wheels that he has now are pretty much the exact same as he just usually sports. Ice Racer version, close to being my favorite just because of the expression, but I do think the design's a little weaker. I do like the 24s on the sides of his wing there, though. I remember I got him and Nigel off eBay early from China when they just leaked, and then they came out a couple months later in a wave together of Ice Racers. And then the wave after that was hard to find. Carlo Veloso. Who else was in that wave? Rip Klitschkonski, I think. No, Rip. Ice Racers were weird. I think it was Carla and Rip, though. Francesco got like his own wave. He was in the 4-pack, and then he got released as a single. And single was like a Toys R Us, but it was also almost like an international exclusive. Weird times in 2017. But yeah, that's all I kind of have for Rally Jeff here. Let me know your thoughts. We got Turbo Bullock here, his pity. Looking good. Still supporting him to this day, even though his paint job is a little lackluster. See, that shield is a World Grand Prix specific item. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. And it falls on the Disney and Pixar too, because they're the ones that said Cars 3 Jeff looks like this, right? Also a very lazy design. Just, yeah, scald all the decals off of them, toss some Google Images, clip art flames, and then take the original World Grand Prix 24 logo, take the World Grand Prix part off, and put that on there. Call it a day. Do we have to put the Corvette logo on there too? Ah, screw it. I'm just going to leave it off. What the hell? Thus, Cars 3 Jeff Gorvette was born. And guys, this won't be the last of Jeff Gorvette we see. We're going to be seeing him in a 2-pack in 2026. Oops. Was I supposed to say that? Here's John Lasseter, his crew chief, named after Cars 1 and 2 director John Lasseter. And now we get to decide who is our favorite rally racer so far. I think Lightning McQueen's getting very overlooked because he's just in the 2-pack, but I think he's actually not bad. He's better than Jeff. He's better than Cruz. He's better than Jackson. No one beats Chick Hicks still. Chick is still the best, and it's not even really close. Like, it's really not remotely close We'll see if Cal Weathers and /or Danny can give any of these guys a run for their money. I don't think Chick will be dethroned, but I could potentially see one of the two being my new second and third favorite or vice versa. But right now, I'd probably say Chick, McQueen, I guess Jeff, then Jackson, then Cruz. But that's not saying much because I really don't think Jeff, Jackson, and especially Cruz. I think Cruz is pretty poor. I think McQueen and Chick, one of the better 2-packs we've gotten in a long time. Like, you're getting an exclusive McQueen. That doesn't happen much. But guys, thanks as always for watching. I will see you soon for another video. Bye now.